We're going to look ahead to the Irish Derby weekend at the Curragh. I'll go to you, Paul, and get some betting for that. But first, I just want to touch on this, Justin. We've spoke about the Curragh before and obviously the developments that they're going through. Do you think it should be run at the Curragh?
I think they should have closed the track down for a year. And if they did that, they probably would have got everything done by the end of 1 year.
Blimey, so
at the moment,
strong stance on that from
you. At the moment, it's not good. I mean, the Guineas weekend was the Saturday, the 2000 Guineas Day was an absolute shambles, and they did improve it on the Sunday. But you know, it's if you walk it, it's a very, very small area. I don't know how they're going to fit 6,000 into it. There you go. We'll see.
So are you going to be there? You can give us an update on that afterwards, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we are a long, long way away from where the crowd are. So we're way down at the back. So I'll be far too busy to be hobnobbing amongst the high polloi, I'm afraid.
It's a shame, is it? Paul, have you got any thoughts on that and the Irish Derby at the Curragh?
Yeah, I'd much rather see it at Leopardstown, Maddie. I think it's a shame we're only going to get 6,000 there. And yeah, if it went to Leopardstown, clearly the crowd would be much bigger. And if it comes up a hot day, it could be uncomfortable for everyone. But let's just hope we see a great spectacle. And I know the Curragh are trying to do their utmost best in difficult circumstances.
Well, if it was a wet day, it'd be far worse, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it was anything like the meeting there before, it could be miserable. Anyway, we'll move on from that and get some betting for the Irish Derby, Paul.
Yeah, 2-1 Cracksman, 5-2 Wings of Eagles, 3-1 Valgeist, 9 Capri and Douglas MacArthur, and then 12-1 Bar.
And I think we've briefly mentioned this before on a few earlier postcasts, but we'll stick with you, Paul. And what's your view on the Irish Derby?
Well, I think it's very interesting, Maddie. It's a great race. I do think Cracksman will turn around the form with Wings of Eagles from Epsom, but I'm going to go for Valgeist for Andre Fabre. I think he was beaten by a very, very good horse in Bramato in the French Derby, only beaten a short head. So he goes there as a very close to being a Derby winner himself. And at 3-1, I like the price against the top two in the market.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think this Bramato, he's got the look of a real quality horse, and obviously Libravido boosted his French Guineas form in the Jersey Stakes. So Valgeist could be one. I know Andre Fabre is quite confident coming into it. Justin, do you think Wings of Eagles or Cracksman or anything else?
I'm finding this race a bit of a puzzle. I think the more I look at it, Valgeist probably looks the most likely winner. Obviously, very little to choose.
Quite surprised you two would go with the French horse.
Yes, I should be worried that I'm on the same wavelength as Binfield here.
You should, Justin.
It is an unfamiliar position for me. But Cracksman, I was talking to Aidan a couple of weeks beforehand, and I got no inclination whatsoever that Wings of Eagles was even on their mind as a horse that could win that race at Epsom. Whether it's you don't win a derby by fluke, I suppose, but whether he'll confirm the form of Cracksman at the Curragh, I think Cracksman will be well suited by the Curragh, despite the fact he's run well twice at Epsom. I think Cracksman could very easily turn the tables on it, but Valgeist could well be a class apart.
Do you not think Wings of Eagles, as much as the course might suit Cracksman, I'm a bit bemused as to why you think, Wings of Eagles beat him fair and square. Is the Curragh not going to suit him?
Well, he came from a long way off. He came from a hell of a long way off the pace. I mean, he was only about 2 or 3 behind him, turning into the straight. I don't think you're going to be dealing with a smaller field of the Curragh. I don't think it's going to. He's not going to have as many horses to run at, if you like. I think Cracksman is just maybe it could even be a little bit more straightforward in the way you can ride him in a race, possibly.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's a lot of questions to be answered. It's we are still dealing with horses that we don't know a whole lot about. And you put Valgeist in that category as well. It could be a bit of a dangerous race for punters, but I think the French Derby form might just be a little bit stronger than the Epsom Derby form. It's looking like at the moment, despite the fact I know Permian came out and won last week, but
and Ben Battle obviously,
and Ben Battle, yes. But that's my hunch at the moment.
Okay, David, any strong thoughts on the Irish Derby?
Well, if the home team don't want to go for Ireland, I will.
Good. Someone's got to step up to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Aidan's record in the race just speaks for itself. I think it's something like 11 in 20 years, which is just incredible. So whatever he decides to send there, I will...
Cliffs of Moher going Eclipse, so Wings of Eagles, surely they'll try and do the double, won't
exactly. I think I just more or less would be all right to go blind with it, just purely on the record and the trainer and everything with it. So I agree with Justin. There's a lot of imponderables at the moment. We are still finding out about all these horses, but I'll take the Derby winner. So. Yeah,
I mean, I've already I'm going to cross my wires here. I've said Voldergeist, I really like his form, but, Permian and Ben Battle did boost that Derby form, and I think it could end up being one of those races that, in hindsight, it's just very simple, and Wings of Eagles wins it. We'll look forward to what else there is on the Curragh card over the weekend. We've obviously got the Pretty Polly and the Railway, amongst other things. Has anyone got a big eye catch or something they can't wait to see? Paul, any betting on any of those races? Any strong thoughts?
Well, I haven't got the betting immediately in front of me now, Maddie, but I'm looking forward to a 2-year-old on Friday evening called Allura Park, trained by my very good friend, the Curragh Conjurer, Brendan Duke. She's out of So You Think, out of a nice mare called I'm Chic, who won first time at Naas, and she's been working really nicely at home.
Okay, very interesting. Justin, anything for you at the Curragh?
Well, I tell you, if that York has a chance of winning a furlong out, the Dukes will blow down that temporary stand with the with his. No doubt about that. I think the Railway Stakes looks potentially a cracking race with 2 horses that didn't go to Ascot. Beckford of Gordon Elliott's that won on his debut there, and one that finished just behind him at the Curragh, who was giving him weight that day, of Fozzie Stacks, called Commander Grigio. I think they were seriously considering running him in the Coventry. Decided to wait for this, and it could well pay dividends. It's a fascinating rematch between those two. I think Commander Grigio might just get the best of them on this occasion if they meet.
David, did you have time to have a look at anything else in Ireland?
Beckford as well, actually. I was hoping they'd come to Ascot. They didn't, but Gordon seems to be laying him out for this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how good he could be.